Hello, we are GEM Team 7, JAD, and here's the final video.
So we would like to talk about the problem that we're trying to solve. We basically want to implement object detection and obstacle avoidance such that the car is always in the drivable area and does not swerve outside of drivable area. And we want to extend this functionality to pedestrians as well as stop signals so that the car can come to an immediate stop once it senses any object. So we're basically using the depth camera on the car to complete our mission. We are doing some image processing in terms of some color thresholding as well as getting the drivable area using a YOLO-P model. Once we have the drivable area using the model, we are generating waypoints by getting the average of the two lanes that the YOLO-P model generates. From the generated waypoints, we're then doing control of the car such that the generated waypoints are always at the center of the image frame. And then we are implementing control so as we are always in the drivable area.
So for the technical approach, for lane detection to start with, we applied a Gaussian blur to reduce noise throughout the image. There are also a bunch of different yellow parking lanes throughout the highway, so we thresholded that out using color thresholding. And then we applied grayscale to the image to highlight the wider lanes. For the lane detection itself, we implemented a pre-trained model called YOLO PV2. And then we also implemented an algorithm for dynamically detecting the lanes based on whichever one we see. For waypoints, we simply added an offset to the lane, whichever one we found, to go to the middle of the lane, and then we also implemented a reliability feature using the previous frame of the waypoints. And then for obstacle detection, we used YOLO V5 to detect stop signs, and then we estimated the distance to the stop sign using camera parameters.
Here we see waypoint generation with just one lane. It's present here. That you can see that there's an end goal, which is the median of the 10 waypoints based on the lane itself. Then when we move on, we do a boundary detection, and then we calculate the waypoints based on the dynamic lane, and then we smooth it out to ensure continuity. We have an adaptive system designed to handle sudden deviations from the expected center, and we also only take into account region of interest for one specific part of the camera screen. And then for the actual controls, we used one PID based on the current car position and the expected end goal waypoint, and we used that to control the throttle and steering controls. And we calculated the lateral offset from the detected median waypoint ahead, and use that to kind of calculate the acceleration braking. So, and then here are videos of that functioning live. It's accelerated at 4x speed right now, but you can see the turn happening live as well. All right, and then moving on, here is it on the straightaway going into the left turn.
And if you want to see the full unedited videos in normal speed, we'll also provide a link to that on YouTube.
So some of the challenges we faced include varying lane widths. It was fairly inconsistent, so we decided to go with the dynamic lane detection where we only use one lane. For waypoint generation, we had to dynamically calculate the offset based on the dynamically set lanes. We had to handle noisy inputs from the real-world lane markings. There was inconsistencies between the actual lanes, the colors, things along those lines. And then there's additional input with the control system being a little bit inaccurate at certain points. Going into the obstacle avoidance, we use YOLO V5 for the object detection in real time, and this provides an accurate distance estimation into the actual obstacles as well. And then some of the challenges we encountered with this was variable lighting as well as issues with the distance calculation. Here's what the pipeline looks like. We basically do pre-processing to the object detection, find a bounding box, calculate the distance, and then pass that off to a controller that provides a stop or go Boolean value to actually go forward. And here's a video of that occurring right now. As you can see, the car stops here, and after a certain period of time, it proceeds. Conclusion, we had a complete lane following system that was entirely camera-based, and it had obstacle detection and avoidance as well.
For the impact, it was enhanced safety and object detection under diverse conditions, and was adaptable to various lighting and environmental factors. For future directions, we want to expand this to include different traffic elements and generalize the obstacle detection model. And then we also want to reduce the latency and optimize the speed performance of this model. Thank you.